let's take a look at what's going on. I'm having to engage in a bit of adventure travel, I guess you might say, because I was leaving one city, headed back to where I came from, and the place I usually go through, I take a little two-lane road several miles, and what do we got here? Yeah, I take a little two-lane road several miles, and it comes to a T, and I usually take a right, and it takes me back to the larger highway to get back where I started from. Well, there were signs up saying road closed due to flooding of the road. So I took a back road just on the off chance that I might be able to make my way around it, because the map showed that the road I was on did indeed go around it. But anyway, yeah, I can get through here, I believe. But so I'm driving along, and I come to a sign, and it says water over road, and can't get through, and so on. And I go a little further down, and sure enough, man, it's majorly flooded out, like deep, and it's right over there. That's the road over there. And that's not. Now, before I cross this, I'm going to look at the map and see if this even goes where I want to go, because the other road that I was on does go, where I want to go, but man, it's impassable. And in fact, it was blocked by a step van which was stuck. And I stopped and asked the driver if anybody was coming, and she said yes. So she had gotten stuck trying to turn around once she saw how bad it was. But I'm going to back up and get out of these people's way if they're going to cross. I don't know if they're going to cross or not, but if I'll cross that if it goes where I need to go, but there's no point in crossing it if it's not going to go where I need to go. So, and I looked at the map, and I don't think it does. It looks like it should, but we'll see. Okay, so here comes the traffic, and yes, they're crossing. So it's no problem. Okay, I went through the water, and I did get past that. Let's go down this way just a little bit. This is the section I was trying to get past. Because where I came to the T and normally turn right is up ahead here, and it said road closed. It didn't just say water over road. As you can see, it says road closed. And it said that on the other side too, due to water over the road. And sure enough, it is. It is closed. Oh, and yeah, there's quite a bit of water over the road, sure enough. And it's manned too, to make sure nobody tries it. Which I wouldn't anyway, not in this. In the Jeep, I don't know. I might go down there and venture into it and look and see. But here's the thing though. So I drove through that water that we were looking at a minute ago, after I had to backtrack a little bit because there was one section that looked worse than this back here. But the place where I started videoing, I did drive through the water there because it wasn't bad. But I discovered something. I never knew it was there, but I discovered it just a minute ago driving down the road and passed something pretty wild looking, and we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at what that was. I'm kind of backtracking just a little bit, but this is worth backtracking to look at. I'm only backtracking about 1 mile. But yeah, I drove up there and looked at the water, and I could tell I could get across it. But then I backed up to get out of the other people's way, and I watched them cross it, so that let me know for sure. But man, would you look at that. See, I would have assumed that was abandoned if it weren't for all the cars outside. I would assume that nobody was living there, but looks like somebody is. But man, what a wild house. Look at that. I don't know how old it is, but it's definitely old. Surely over 100 years old. Maybe well over 100 years old. It might be antebellum, as in pre-Civil War. I don't know, we'll see. Because I mean, I looked at it, you know, when I was driving by. Obviously nobody, I could see in the upper windows, and nobody's living in the upper part of it. But I think somebody lives on the ground floor. But I'll pause right here and we'll stop at the sign, because there was a milepost sign about it. That's what made me decide to turn around and come back. I was thinking about it anyway. So let's pause it here. So here's the marker for it. Saunders Hall Good Mansion. 1818, it says. This mansion, located about 1 mile east, was placed on the National Register of Historic Places 1 October 1974. Built by Turner Saunders on property purchased 9 April 1833. The house may have an earlier construction date. Revolutionary War veteran Thomas Saunders and Ann Turner were his parents. Turner was born in Virginia and moved with his first wife, Frances Dunn, to Lawrence County in 1821. After her death in 1824, Saunders married Henrietta Millwater 1 July 1826. Considered to be an excellent example of Palladian design, the two-story mansion with a brick basement has been noted as resembling a Greek temple. Saunders, an noted Methodist preacher, was elected 1830, first president of LaGrange College, some 10 miles to the southwest. On 28 April 1863, General G.M. Dodge's Union soldiers burned this school, the first state-chartered Alabama college. On 12 April 1844, Saunders sold the house to Freeman Good and relocated to Aberdeen, Mississippi, where he died in 1853. Later owners include the Hall and Skeggs families. Okay, we gotta go. There are people coming.
Bye.